Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just saw it. The perfect stage. Hex, flawless victory for San Francisco Shock. They're going to be into the playoffs. No shocker there.
Yeah.
But now we get to see which is the last team that's going to be joining them in the stage playoff.
Yeah, some teams have high expectations, realistic goals of like not ever losing a map. For some of our other teams, just getting into the stage playoffs is a realistic expectation for them. Seoul finally made their first stage playoffs last stage and actually pulled off an upset against NYXL early on in that one, so they can play spoiler. And this Spark squad, this Hangzhou team, getting better and better and better.
There's a lot of hype about these guys at the beginning. It wasn't just the jersey colors. Let's take a look at the Stage 2 playoffs here. Yeah, you sure? Fair enough. And the bottom match, that's the thing. Spark versus Dynasty, that's what's coming up next. They're going to be playing against the Spitfire in the quarterfinals. But, you know, Shock Dragons, Titans Fuel, and Gladiators Excelsior. That's a sick lineup.
Yeah, and even though they're the 2 seed, if I'm Spark or Dynasty, I'm pretty happy I'm not drawing against either the Titans or the Shock, you know, because London's proved to be a very beatable team. They lost, I believe, to Chengdu when we were in Dallas last time. So
buddy.
They've got their flaws. When they're playing perfect, they're great. When they're not so much. So that's it. That's the brackets. We're already set. Winning in. We're starting playoffs early, Semler.
Let's get our first team onto the stage. Hanks, it's going to be the Seoul Dynasty.
Reppin' 82, I'm in Seoul City. Riding down the streets, got my homies with me. Pull up in a Rover, steady watching over.
That's the limit of my dance moves, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got. Little shoulder shuffle. They come in with their own theme song. Fitz and Marvel leading the way. This roster has been very different. People even start to forget you got Fissure sitting there on the bench, but this variation of the Seoul Dynasty squad has been the better version of it. Michelle and Marvel come in. You still got Jae Hong, the support flex god himself. Munchkin had a really good Widow game yesterday. It was about the only bright spot of their match yesterday, but this is a team with a ton of potential, ton of talent, and a lot of pressure on them.
Indeed, because we've all been waiting a long time to see what this dynasty is going to end up looking like by the end of the season. But first, we need to get their opponents out on the stage. It will be the Hangzhou Spark.
I think you better bow down.
This is sick now. I'm starting to get excited because it's like it's going to be the walkout song next.
Ah, that's a sick walkout song. I like it. Big fan. Fan of the jerseys, fan of a lot of these players. I don't think the 3-3 meta is necessarily what suits them so well. There's a lot of TPS talent on this team, but they've been slowly improving. And I think very much like their counterpart in the chart, a lot of this just came down to getting confidence and playing more confident. Crystal comes in, he's got this great pool. IDK has been a linchpin for them on the support line. Going against some of his former teammates, Marvel on the other side of things. They used to be on the same squad together. So, is this the Spark that finally starts to get into the playoff picture here? And I think it very well could be.
Yes, there was so much hype coming into the season with these guys, you know, actually coming through. But let's take a look at the matchup here between the two tanks, Guxue and Marvel. I mean, Marvel definitely showed up and started rocking heads immediately as well for Seoul, but he showed up at a time where I think Seoul really needed him. They were kind of floundering. They weren't quite sure still of what their game plan was.
Yeah, his Winston stats are actually really astounding. I got a question wrong in the pregame the other day about who leads the league in these Winston stats. I was like, Marvel, wouldn't have thought about it. But of course, you know what Guxue is capable on the other side. Here is how they match up. And look at that deaths. Dies less than Guxue. More eliminations, more knockbacks. Primal Rage kills even more, so we think of Guxue as like the golden standard of Winston play, and he deserves it. But right there with him, and in fact above him, is Marvel.
So let's take a look at our maps presented by Toyota. To kick things off, first map in this series, it will be Lijiang. So Lijiang, always exciting. Can potentially see a variety of strategies come out here, Hex. I always say that because teams tend to go for 3-3, but there is the chance of seeing, you know, some Pharah, some damage.
It's map specific within the map as well. We talked about this in our earlier set, that Lijiang Tower's got different metas based on which points you start on first. Of course, the point of control is to capture that objective. That is the big thing right there, that circle, all the computers around it. Once you have control, you gain percentage, get to 100%, you win, and you have to win 2 of the 3 parts of the map to take the actual map.
No joy here, Hanks.
Not for you anyway, buddy.
It's gonna be 3 to the 3.
That's all right. Maybe we'll get to Gardens and see Munchkin's Widow again.
Yes, please. All right, let's see. Already into the standoff now between these two teams. And a quick wrap here from Seoul, really trying to get into the control room here, trying to see if they can't get up on the high ground, perhaps take advantage of that. But so far, nobody on the Spark really out of whack. They are a little bit more spread out on the Spark side of things. Fitz, though, getting out of danger. He is nearly pounced upon. 3 players from the Spark nearly clipping him out at the knees.
I have to back up and regroup just a little as the dance continues. They got isolated as Godsby on the right side. Soul collapses, and that one kill is enough to win this fight and wrestle away first control of the point.
There you go. So they managed to actually find success in the end. It was so close though. Fitz, he was so close to going down. As I'm saying, hey, Spark are looking a little spread out. I noticed Fitz on his own completely.
Yeah.
Spark noticed it too, buddy.
Yeah, Godsby just got himself isolated, and Soul did a great job of pulling that off. He's still yet to find his feet as D.Va, one of the most naturally gifted DPS players I've ever witnessed, but has been still struggling. Sometimes he has very good Zarya games, sometimes very bad Zarya games. It's not about his tracking, it's about his positioning that always costs him.
Decision making is key, especially when it comes to the best of the best. He has to be careful, does not want to get cut off from his healers, and he is going to play smart this time. Close that angle. Rally already used, that's Munchkin looking to take the fight to him. Maybe going to bring the trance to the party though, so he's trying to keep his teammates up, but the focus fire is so fierce, Gushui can't survive it.
And the moment that you hear Transcendence come out as Zarya, you're just licking your lips, waiting for it. No need to even commit to it. If Hangzhou played that a little bit slower, a little more passively, they could have used the rally to try to keep his team alive. Instead, they have to commit the Transcendence, and now they're in a rough spot, 60% and counting up for the Seoul Dynasty. On our first part of our first map, again, winner is in the stage playoffs, loser goes home.
Yeah, a lot riding on this. There's obviously not only bragging rights, and obviously you want to get into the playoffs of every stage, every playoffs. You always want to get into the playoffs, Hex. Money is on the line as well. Skrill is it in the books. So, already Rhea gonna have to back off. No mech there, so that's not gonna be very helpful here for the Spark.
Well, they know they really only have one fight left, so they're just gonna back up and make sure they take it at full strength. The difference between going in now and going in 5 seconds from now means absolutely nothing, so they're gonna have to wait for Rhea. They've got all the ults in the world to choose from. It's about execution now for the Spark.
Oh, grab here, single on Fitz. Oh, guess what? There's a big bomb flying straight at you. Bubble was up, off cooldown there for Godspeed though, so he will survive it. Rhea chucks a self-destruct over the top himself. Fitz gonna survive that one, although he gets focused down by Gods. And this is a big opening now for the Spark. 99% on the board for Soul. Soul can lose this immediately, just wipe and die, get out of there fast, let the Spark get it, and reset.
They had to use everything, but when your back is against the wall, facing off against opponents 99%, that is the only choice to make. They will have Transcendence for this next fight, and you know what? Soul doesn't have a whole lot to use either. They can rally in and then maybe try to get a shatter in from Michelle, or excuse me, from Marvel, who's been so good with her shatters lately.
He knows how to find those games. Like Super last time. I mean, Super also not one to really mess around with the shatters.
Now when you build them every single fight, I'll toss them out there.
Just throw. Soul now just trying to poke and prod here, waiting for Munchkin perhaps to get his rally online. Marvel's nearly got that shatter. So we could have the rally into the fight, push and prod. And sure enough, that's what's gonna come on board. Now the boost is in, Soul Dynasty go crashing into the Spark. The Spark able to withstand it, however. Maximum armor getting boosted up here on everybody on the side of Soul, although Fitz, once again, taking a lot of damage. That looks like a fluffed grab to me though, Hex.
Yeah, that was the grab on the stairs cuts absolutely no one. Now they have Transcendence behind this. Fitz is waiting, he's got a grab of his own. There's gonna be nothing to deal with it. Well, that's one way to deal with it.
So clutch, gets the grab, eats it, but it still costs the team. Marvel getting caught, Fitz in the corner, nowhere to go. Interesting there, decision from Fitz as well. Both of the Zarya players right now looking like they need to get a little bit warmed up in this match.
It's been rough so far, but all that said, Hangzhou, Hanzo's a different thing, still on control of the point here. One fight away, they're going to have Barrier and their own Graviton Surge to use. Barrier and Rally, the likely options for Soul, so I'd rather be in Hangzhou's shoes here with Graviton ready to close on a fight.
Yeah, you're the ones who are holding it as well, but that was perfectly done. Crystal instantly deleted there. That's the man advantage now for the Soul Dynasty. Toby with the sound barrier, keeping everybody up. Munchkin with the rally as well. Self-destruct goes off. We lose Jaehong and Toby. The backline pretty much dead now for Soul Dynasty.
Rhea's trying to carry this match right now from the Graviton eats earlier, now to a self-destruct over the top, but he can't stay alive all on his lonesome. Maybe gets in and gets even Marvel. So now, with the Transcendence keeping everyone alive, this one's gotten scrappy.
This is just going back and forth now. Refusing to back down though, the Dynasty. They're hanging in this fight. Fitz trying to do the best he can to just start beaming people down. God's, he's gone to the hamster, but he's going to get focused. And it's looking like they will be able to flip. This is still the battle. We're tied 99-99 right now, but this has certainly got to be it.
Yeah, Marvel cut off, baby, trying to get in. But if that is a taste of what we're in for the rest of the day, sign me up for the full course. About as close as it gets on our very first point of control here. And it started off so clean with Soul like trying to just find angles and taking fights appropriately. And then at the end, just a brawl of epic proportions.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes just like, right. Arm wrestle right now. Here, the strongest. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's gonna get messy. Beers are gonna go flying, but you're gonna figure it out in the end. Soul Dynasty right now is maybe what they've got on mind right now. Just get in there and show that you have the raw skill on top of the coordination.
Okay. Well, lucky day. We're going to Gardens here, and this is where you see a lot of DPS come out. Soul ran it yesterday. Right now, it looks like the Spark want to try their hand at it as well. All right, we've got DPS on the side of the Spark. We got a Sombra, a Widow, and a Tracer, of all things. Never mind, going back to Spawn.
Yeah, they saw it. They saw it.
Boo! The crowd is booing. Boo!
Are they?
No, they're not.
Dude, I mean, the thing is that it's tough. It's tough if you're going to run damage.
Yeah, you're just putting yourself behind the 8-ball. Even
Yeah.
if you tried for one fight and you lose, then you have to switch. Like you're already like almost giving up that stage.
Just playing the game on hard mode.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what it is.
It was,
Spark,
it was
they've
also
got
probably
pace.
just a read from the Spark thinking that Soul was going to come out with a bar or something along those lines. So that read not there. So back to traditional 3-3 compositions here. Marvel is on the Winston, so he gets killed immediately. That's rough.
Yeah, that's not going to be great because the support is not there. Fitz is once again hanging on by a thread. He does barely survive it, but that might not be for long. Munchkin is gone. And it's looking like, all right, they will be able to sneak on back over to their spawn, Soul Dynasty. But this still means that Hunko Spark will get first control.
Yeah, Marvel was pushed off of the Winston onto the Reinhardt now, so he's going to start his ultimate charge at 0%. When you're on that Winston, you expect to get the Primal Rage first and just start doing a ton of damage. It was not the case. So now it is Soul behind it now, across the board on ultimates, as the Spark nearly have every single one of them.
Yeah, the six-pack's about to get cracked open here for the Spark. They're going to have a good time. So, we've seen them do more with less in the past. First point comes to mind.
Yep, rallies come out both sides.
They have to just go charging into each other, see who can get what online the quickest. There's a grab already. That's going to be the opening. Marvel pins it. Godspeed gets his grab eaten by Michelle. Both of these divas are awake right now. Just eating up ults. That's 1 for 1 right now so far on both sides.
Yeah, this one's over except for the cleanup. Complete team wipe there for Soul. Should be able to take control of the point at about 55% here.
I wouldn't really say 1 for 1 in that case. It's like 1 and 1, I guess.
Yeah.
They've
something
each
like that.
eaten 1. We're going to keep tabs on this, just because that's going to be the score line at the end.
And
Who can
Diva's,
eat the grabs.
Diva's finally starting to get the appreciation she deserves in the league. And we talked about, I mean, you saw Choi Hyobin probably win them fights single-handedly for the Shock in our last matchup.
Yeah.
These Divas are so important in this meta. You're doing more than anyone can even see and appreciate, really.
Isn't it the case that she's the most important in every meta?
Kind of.
I mean,
Pretty good hero.
pretty good. Diva doing the things, doing many things that lead to W's. Straight up fight now on both of these sides. Michelle decides to open it up with a self-destruct. Marvel barely surviving. Throws that shatter out there. That probably saved his life. Crystal gets laid out for a nap. Self-destruct into the back line. No capitalizing on it though. Marvel still alive, and somehow we've lost Rhea. Not able to get the reback. You take those risks at your own peril.
This is what happens when you use the Transcendence before Graviton. You just, Zarya waits, sees your light fade, and then takes your light out of existence.
Okay,
as well.
Fitz, I think Fitz deserves a good talking to after this one. If him getting greedy and getting boofed off to the side of the bridge costs his team the point, he's got a long way to run back in.
Yeah.
Spark know it.
They need to press the issue.
They really do. Fitz, that is a costly mistake.
It's back now, just barely back now. But you just had to sacrifice all the positioning for it too. Never
really
comes out, doesn't get much. That
That
grab,
grab.
cleaned it up though, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that's unforced error. Unforced error. I mean, granted, IDK's got to be in position to move him off. Fair enough. But Fitz, what are you doing out there, mate? That's a costly mistake. So, 87% on the board for Seoul Dynasty. Spark have got 64.
Yeah. Seoul is one fight away from taking this. By the time the fight happens, it might be our last fight of the match, considering the percentages. See what important things we have online. Self-destruct is there. It's been used a lot more often lately just to open up space. Baby's got Transcendence. A couple other ults should get online. More importantly, Seoul has the tank ultimates about ready to go. If they play this slowly enough, which they have time to do, they should get Shatter and Grab on them.
Close enough. I mean, nobody wants to show anything on the Spark side.
You don't want to give targets for them to charge ults.
Exactly. I mean, this is what the name of the game is. Well, there we go. Self-destruct out, trying to open it up. Out in the open they are. Sound barrier forced, and they haven't really even taken the damage yet here, so that's a big one. Munchkin, though, you got to hang in there, and the sound barrier perfectly timed from Toby to keep his teammates up. Munchkin nearly bites the dust, but that's the rally and the sound barrier in play now for Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah, Scrap's going to win it, though.
This is going to be so solid. You're right. There's nothing to counter it. There's nothing to stop it from wrecking house, especially as Crystal goes down. No rally now for the Spark. Seoul Dynasty looking great.
Yeah, don't even need the grab. They're just killing everyone in front of them. The grab could be used as a lockout here once they can control the point at 95 and counting up. And now it's just a lone Rhea on the point. Gonna self-destruct, maybe live.
Maybe. Nope.
Shatter!
Gonna happen. Huge shatter, but no follow-up. Not enough at least. Wow, okay, just a solo on Gushue there. Fine, fair enough.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You have to use ult to try to get yourself back into it.
That's big plays from Fizz, at least. You know, hoping nearly finds it with a trances in here from Baby. This is some sick stagger. They're back in here, 5 on 5. There's a chance Spark could turn it around here.
Yeah, it's just taking way too long for Seoul to finish off these last kills, and now they have an advantage of taking out Marvel.
Unreal. They might have actually done it to Spark. They might have flipped it back. We may be going into a tied situation here. Jaehong decides now's the time to trance, trying to keep his team up. Marvel swapped to the hamster to get back into the team all the quicker. And what is that? Gushue goes up to a self-destruct.
This one's still anyone's fight, though. Sound barrier gets online and goes off immediately. Godspeed equalizes it. I don't even know what's happening.
It's just going back and forth. Unbelievable. Baby's still here. How does this happen? Godspeed. I mean, Baby's just getting trances every 40 seconds at this point. The fight never ends. Out and out chaos. It's a repeat of the first point in this series, just going back and forth. That's an out-and-out brawl hex. They can't kill anything.
Mine's on the point. It does seem like maybe this is the tipping point for Zolba 2. Actually, Michelle goes down, gets DMAC. There's still plenty of people alive on the point. Primal Rage is out now.
All right, this is bonkers. Now Munchkin has got for the rally, gonna be getting back in here, and Seoul looking like they're gonna stabilize. Seoul have actually got 4 alive on the point. With good focus here, they can end it. Rhea goes down to the mines. This should be the moment now where they are able to finish this point, finish this map, and yes, Seoul Dynasty stabilize after what feels like the longest fight all season. 2-0 on the first map of the series. They take the lead.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
There we have it, the Seoul Dynasty showing that they've came to play today. Hex 1-0 lead over the Hangzhou Spark. It was looking a little dicey there at the end, but they got the job done.
Yeah, the record can be kind of deceptive for Seoul too. They've lost to Vancouver a bunch. They've had to play them a lot. It's been kind of unfair. You kind of just throw out the Vancouver record and you look at everything else. Like you throw out Vancouver and Chuck say, yeah, you lost. Like there's even teams which will be like, we're not preparing for this, we're not preparing for that because we're gonna lose those games. IDK had himself a very, very good match. Let's see what kind of on-air presence he has as he will be joining the Watchpoint crew later this evening. Definitely stick around for that one.
Gonna be looking forward to a good grilling. Yeah, that's, hey man, you get the pros on there. You gotta ask them the questions, hard-hitting questions. They can't escape, right? So take advantage.
Well, we'll see if he's coming off a win or a loss when he does hit that desk. The first map went the way of the Seoul Dynasty. Very, very close though. About as close as it gets.
Yeah.
That last fight went on really long, and there was a phrase we used to use when we were casting the Chinese Overwatch Premier Series called Chinese Overwatch. And it's when you don't finish fights and control lasts forever, because that's kind of the style of that region, just the focus calling not there on both sides there.
I kind of want to throw Fitz under the bus though, just because of that solo grab on Gushui, who had like 10 HP.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you could have got a bit more value out of that grab. Maybe that might have been something where you snag 2 and you end it.
Yeah,
whatever. You know, nitpicking. Hindsight.
He had some interesting plays, to say the least.
Well, both of these Zaryos are kind of looking a little touch and go right now.
Shaky. Let's put Godsby on Genji again, please.
Let's get into it then. All right, any change of strategy? Doesn't look like it. We're gonna have Rhines on both sides, no Winstons for the moment. I mean, Spark are the ones who could obviously go back and change if they felt like it, but doesn't look like there's a reason. They're just gonna go ahead and start marching their way forward. This map type is all about picking up 2 points. You have the first point, A point, which is right here through these doorways, and then second point, so you get 2 points possible on each offensive round.
Yeah, just taking their time right now, trying to find the correct angle here, seeing if they can pick out a target to focus on. That is D.Va versus D.Va, but the Discord Orb is going to make short work of Rhea as he takes extra damage from the little purple balloon above his head. That was a little rough start, and Hangzhou back to the drawing board.
Yeah, that was as good as it gets, especially when you can cut your other D.Va out.
Oh, they even get Baby late.
There we go. We don't get the gong every now and then.
No, the team kill gong right there. As that is one push already down. Now we're down to 3 minutes. You know, some of these slow setup offenses take you about a minute per attack. They got 0 kills there to Seoul 6, so now they're behind it as far as the ultimate charges go. Seoul's gonna start having the big abilities online.
Oh, he's got a golden opportunity there, Marvel. We'll see. There it is. Shatter just thrown out, looking to capitalize. Just getting in there. Hammers is swinging. And despite it all, they get run over completely, Seoul Dynasty. What happened there? Feels like we need the slow-mo replay.
Yeah, he went for the charge, but it was the damage that came through. Bebe used Transcendence. They just have a different order of operations for when they want to use Transcendence. Because I can't imagine that it's Bebe making mistakes this often. Usually you want to hold it for the grab. Sparks seem to have a different style where they want one of their other supports for the Graviton Surge.
Right.
So they just roll through there with an immense amount of healing and Transcendence. And by the time it fades, Fitz is already running for the hills trying to get out of there because his whole team is dead.
That was definitely eye-opening. I thought Marvel was going to just lay him out and that would be it, another failed push for the Spark, but instead we find ourselves here, familiar territory, Hex, the balconies on the second point. Pretty much the only way to get through. You got to take advantage of the high ground. There's the grab, bringing them all in for a bear hug. Marvel going to splatter Gushui up against the wall, and that is going to be the reset call here for the Spark. Yeah, they're going to have to try to get out now. Someone's going to have to sacrifice themselves to try to make some space for the important members to retreat. Unable to do so, though. It's just lobbing in nades. They lost Godsby during that fight, so he's going to have 0 charge. Lucio Taxi Service goes back to first point to bring them back up to the fight. Beep, beep. Nearly 6 ultimates online for Hangzhou. And Seoul matching them, but it's the lack of Graviton Surge for Seoul that should be concerning going into the next engagement. Oh, there we go. Hangzhou right in. Rally, rally. Both sides, Munchkin and Crystal using their ultimates, buffing up their teammates, getting that armor going. Nice little knock back there to get Spark off the high ground. Sound barrier used. They're really throwing everything in on this side. Marvel's down first, though. Made through it. There's no shield. Marvel's down, so of course we're going to die to that self-destruct. Hangzhou putting some pressure on. Yeah, exactly. 1 tick pick, 2 ticks, and man, they may be able to pick the third real quick. Michelle able to dash on in. Marvel get there. Both support ultimates were up, so they're in a great position here.
Still have Sound Barrier to use as well.
The thing is that Fitz now, is he going to be able to get the grab off? Yeah, he's just going to throw it out there, and he hits absolutely nada, nothing. That's not good, because that is going to be the Spark picking up both points here. Very quick offense from them. A lot of pink in the kill feed.
They're finding the windows. They're using the support ultimates at strange times, but they seem to make it work. This Spark is not the most predictable team, but that's what makes them so fun to watch. We'll watch some more right after this break.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
So the Hangzhou Spark putting the Seoul Dynasty on blast. Hex letting them know that they are here to play. Seoul Dynasty picked up the first map in this series, but it was scrappy. Here on the offense, Guxue, he led the Spark through on a very quick attack.
Yeah, of course he made his name in the World Cup play, got an tryout here for one of our new expansion teams, the Hangzhou Spark. And he has been the Spark at main tank that they have needed. But I was just so impressed with the support play, trying to. I mean, you know, Bebe IDK putting up their all-star kind of numbers. Get your all-star tickets at AXS.com/OWL to watch the best of us live at the Blizzard Arena!
Yeah, watch the talent takedown. That's what it's all about.
That's always
presented by T-Mobile, of
Yeah.
course. But talent takedown, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
Hex, you
It's
know
so-
it's going to be bloody, it's going to be brutal. And it's so brutal, in fact, that they had to nerf us this year.
Yeah. It's been so aptly named because if you walk around here, you do understand that a lot of the talent needs to be taken down a peg. It's like, come on, dude. You're not that important. Stop taking selfies. Do your job.
Just talk about the game.
The funny thing is, like, 4 people probably think I'm talking about them right now.
Brutal, man.
All right. Second verse, same as the first. But no Reinhardt on the side of the Hangzhou defense here. Gonna play the Winston instead. This is really important to try to get a lot of damage in early on. Well, Winston on both sides, actually.
Yeah, Winston's all over the place.
Yeah.
No Rhines this time, no stomping around. It's going to be just leaping.
It's who gets Primal first, really, is the big battle that you're going to try out here. Early on, Marvel tried to jump in, got knocked away. The support line peeling well for itself for Hangzhou. Sitting up top there. This time he'll get the bubble. They've got an isolation.
Oh, this is getting a bit dicey. Fitz once again. It really does feel like Fitz is getting just the majority of the focus here from the Spark.
Yeah.
He is not having any room to work with in terms of just staying alive to melt. It's a bit fun to see just because we've seen Marvel, he goes leaping in, the guy's just fine. It's Fitz who's getting pummeled. They're like, who cares about the Winston over here? Just kill that Zarya.
Yeah, the Discords have been really spot on for just knowing which target to isolate. You know, on that very first push from Hangzhou, when they were able to win it, it was because the shield dropped, they discorded and delete the Rhine. This time, they're just finding the targets. Primal Rage is up for the defensive Winston here. And yeah, landing denied as Marvel goes in and just gets knocked away.
The opening kill on Rio, though, is not going to help things here for the Spark. We lose Marvel. Eventually, they got the job done, but now we're going to be set up on point here for Seoul. All armored up as well. Crystal gonna go ahead and do the same for her team, or his team. It's Brigitte, whatever. And then we're just gonna get the battle here on the point. Jaehong going to get ejected bodily by Crystal. Crystal just running a map right now. Bit of the aggro Brigitte.
Yeah. Support hero, by the way. Does a lot of damage there. They will take down Toby at the end. And they did that all little underhanded here. So they had to get Rhea back in the mix, but completely stabilized. We're under 2 minutes here. And Soul is going to have to push into a Graviton, self-destruct available. They have more ultimates. So Soul in position to be able to take point A. But these first kills have been so brutal and really slowing Soul down.
It's really limiting Fitz and his ability to get energy up to start actually dealing some damage.
Primal in, off the edge.
And there we go. Grab has been thrown somewhere.
I was in the back. Was trying to get Marvel, who had jumped in with Primal. They had a couple isolations, but were unable to kill it.
It's just all of the ults right now, back and forth. Sound Barrier gets used here by Seoul Dynasty. They're doing a good job of sticking together. Jaehong with the trance is going to keep everybody healthy. But the same can be said for the Spark. They're overlapping these ults well, really buying it out, and now Gushue gets to go in with the Primal and start trying to cut Seoul Dynasty in half.
Yeah, just a solo out there to try to buy some time, gets all the health pool, knocks them about. Fight's still going though.
It's just, these are unending fights actually, Hex. These just feel so long before somebody makes a kill, before there's an actual focus.
Is Rhea gonna
You
get
used
out?
all of your ults and you got nothing. Although Rhea, yeah,
almost got out though.
so close, you're right. So there you go, you got one kill. You got one.
Where did that grab go? Right there in the center. Are they gonna counter grab this? No, they're gonna die and give up point A.
So the longest, most confusing fights eventually results in a win here for Seoul Dynasty with 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, the very first fight, Marvel went in with Primal Rage, and he had both supports isolated in backline. I thought he was going to make Zen into a metal balloon off the edge, but just barely unable to get that last hit because they threw a grab at him. We didn't quite have the perspective of it. But this is still a pretty solid defense for Hangzhou. You see the time left in their bank from their offense already greater than what Seoul has left. Seoul just has to be concerned of actually taking the point. They don't really have the ultimates to try to snowball this one in. Marvel's very likely going to use his ultimate and then switch.
Oh, there we go. Grab immediately. Perfectly done. It's going to be so one-sided that Seoul aren't going to get much ult charge off of this. That was brutal. Perfect.
Yep, it's about as good as it gets right there. So Godsby having a better Zarya game than he had on the previous maps.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, you're talking about 53% average energy. I mean, at least Fitz has brought it up. He was at 34% for a while. Now he's back up to 43% average energy. But still, that's still so low compared to some of the other beast Zaryas that you see in
Yeah,
this league.
it's been somewhat lackluster.
Not everybody can be Sinatra, though. I understand.
Oh, but we should all aspire to.
We should all aspire. Sinatra is super. Well, straight on through all the fights. Seoul Dynasty using the sound barrier.
Well, Primal's gonna lock that door. They try to come up the stairs, unable to do so. However, all said and done, no one dead yet.
Oh, they're all over the place now. As you say it, though, you cursed them, Hex. Gushue goes down, Crystal as well. 2 kills, but Seoul are not very quick at picking up, at closing him out. And this could still favor the Spark in the sense that they can still contest.
Rhea tried so hard to get away in pilot mode, but he ends up going down after his self-destruct goes up there. This should be okay for the moment. Gushue needed to pop Primal. That's what I was gonna say. It should have been okay. He had Primal.
He had Primal, he should have been able to do it, but the stun and the focus fire, too good there from Seoul Dynasty. Turns out when the target stands still, you can get the kill after all. And so, Spark now in a tight spot. Gushue's gonna get a second shot at it now, though, because he has the sound barrier. Now he can go for the Primal. Yeah, goes Primal.
You just have to get 1 kill as the defense. You see how close these spawns are. Need to knock Jaehong away from his team, hopefully in the Primal, but he was up in the air, couldn't do it. Still no kills have come out yet. You need to start seeing pink in that kill feed.
Oh, buddy, there it is. Fitz with the grab. That's going to mow him down. That might be enough. Although, Bebe with the perfectly timed trance, going to buy a little bit more, but that's going to be it. Seoul Dynasty tying it up 2-2 and really working for it.
It hasn't been clean, but it has been fun to watch and
game of
scrappy.
Overwatch.
It has been kind of dirty. Both teams need to get that focus fire on and clean up the matches a little bit.
28 kills for Seoul, 27 for Hangzhou. That's as close as it gets. So it's been scrappy. Hex, we ended with that. Pretty much even in terms of kills.
Yep.
These teams, these players, all performing at about the same level as well. So this is about as even as it gets in a match of Overwatch. So tough to tell who's going to come out ahead.
Yeah, that was, as you mentioned, as close as it gets. What isn't close, though, now that we go into our extra innings here of Hanamura, is the time bank these teams will have to work with. Seoul, with lesser time, is going to be attacking first, under 2 minutes. When it's the Sparks' turn, they will have over 4 minutes to attack. So definitely the edge here goes to the team in pink.
Yes, they have a little bit more room for error, you're right. And well, yeah, we saw how long it took Seoul to win at the first point, the first go around. You know, once again, going with the Winstons. Marvel just popping in, saying hello.
They've got him isolated here. Gets the Zarya shield. Gets back to his team.
Bounceable, lovable guy, you know, he just keeps wanting to say hi. Check on everybody. Are you all right? Do you need a drink? Are you hungry? Oh, okay, cool. Hold on. Let me go and run for that. And now he's just, you know, back into it, tasing them all. He's a ruthless host, Hex. But it looks like he's going to take over because this is actually all working out for Seoul. There should be another contest. Yes, the contest comes through here from Spark, but that is 2 ticks. 2 ticks of permanent progress.
Oh, Rhea gets so low. Rhea's down.
Yeah, Rhea's not going to be around for much longer. Gushue either. That's got to definitely open it up now. Fitz hits the grab. That's going to take out Gods and Crystal. And there it is. The defense getting overwhelmed. Trying to punt them off the side, but unfortunately, Lucio defies the laws.
You're not
of,
good with Lucio. Like,
yeah, he defies the laws of physics, gravity. Like, what do we want to get into here? I mean, how can you stay on a wall like that?
well, you're just not radical enough on rollerblades to understand, so you wouldn't get it.
But I am trying to do that in real life, Hex, and it doesn't work. I just don't I don't get it. I don't get it.
No,
Do I just have to work harder at being Lucio? Is that-
Nah, you just gotta relax. You gotta be chill. You gotta be rad.
Yeah, it gets
Skater
the
life.
tunes. Clearly, I'm not listening to the right tunes.
That's right. The good thing for Hangzhou is that during the end of that first half, or first point take by Seoul, they had to commit the Graviton very late into it. So Graviton Surge is going to be up for Hangzhou, and that's how they won one of these very early engagements last time.
Self-destruct right over. IDK gets pinned.
Yeah, that's one way to clear a room, just send in the bomb over top. IDK going down hurts too. He almost had sound barrier.
That's going to delay it just a little bit, but when he comes back into this, they are obviously going to have enough tools here to stagger things out, to slow things down on the side of the Spark.
Yeah, they've already pushed him off.
Yeah, it's the Seoul Dynasty who need to play perfectly here, and right now the Seoul Dynasty are deciding to back off and try and regroup together.
Oh, he got full of hubris there. Tossed in the grab, eaten.
Yeah, but you lose Fitz on the other side, so you lose that Zarya for the Seoul Dynasty. Long run back into this. This is pretty much your final push, and Fitz knows this. He's going to Soldier to try and sprint his way back to the point as quickly as he can.
Sound barrier, rally is up. Munchkin's got to use it just to get himself back in the mix. His team's also low. They will fall.
Yeah, this is it. No way do they make it back now. The Spark, they have done it. They've managed to hold the push. Fitz even going over to the Doomfist now, but it's not going to be enough, and there it is. So the Spark, they give up the first point, but Seoul Dynasty unable to get any real progress on the second.
Patient play there from the Spark, knowing what they can give and what they can't. They're going to have another chance to push through. They need at least the first point, but then they could easily win the map by taking progress on the second point. 4.5 minutes in their time bank to do just that. So they can even make some mistakes. They can play Ultra Patient and bank up ultimates. There's a lot of room for error here. But good look for Hangzhou so far, trying to send us into the half of this play-in match, tied up.
Yeah, this is for a spot in the playoffs, the stage playoffs happening next week. I believe we kick the broadcast off 6 p.m. on Thursday afternoon, PST.
Yes.
Live here in studio. Get your tickets.
And
If there are any left.
Yeah, well, those are great because since we only have 7 matches in a stage, you don't get to see teams play every team that you want to see, right? Everyone's just, re-hoping for probably the Vancouver Shock rematch, which went to 7 in the finals. But there's been some upset potential by this very Seoul team. Pulled off the upset in our Stage 1 playoffs. So you get to see matchups that you wouldn't otherwise see. And yeah, playoffs are always hype. Winning in, lose and go home.
There you go. Best of 5s. It's brutal. It's cutthroat. And you got no safety net. You don't get to come back the next day and play another match. You're done. So let's see. Spark. 4:20 on the clock.
Yeah, that's a number.
It is in fact the number of the Spark. Look at the go-ahead and get on to that point.
Have plenty of time. It's going to be a Ryan mirror now. Both these teams kind of bouncing back and forth between Ryan and Winston play. Very capable players on both positions, so They're just trying to find an angle here, trying to find an isolated target. They just bully their way in.
And get promptly bullied back out again. Although, you know, Gushui still taking the fight to him. Marvel giving some ground. Marvel needs some love right now. He's dropping low.
Just baby steps here. Pushing and prodding.
They're doing a good job of sticking together with the Spark. There's the wrap, together as a unit. Now they're trying to just walk their way through these doors. These choke points.
Maybe someone's got Transcendence. I bet you, oh, if that didn't happen, I bet they would have gone aggro with the Transcendence here. He's so far ahead, and he has to know it.
Now you throw yourself off the side. You're giving a lot of ult charge over to the Dynasty.
Crystal just now respawn and coming back. They're just playing it really patient. Why didn't Dynasty just go after this now, you know? You got Crystal, now you're just letting them wait and regroup.
But that's the thing, they have to rotate back around, otherwise Crystal gets cut off.
Yeah.
Because you're taking advantage
You've
of that.
got a shield. All right, grab up.
But now we get all the route. We get ults all over the place. Soul Dynasty now got some time to work with. They got time to farm some ults. So they're going to be going back and forth here. Trance used by Jae Hong as well as the rally from Munchkin. There's Fitz with the grab. Can they capitalize on it? Can they do anything here? Shatter through the back. And yet still.
Transcendence was enormous there. Bebe had it, held on to it during that duration of the fight. Sound barrier is going to be up for Hangzhou. They can push their advantage with that.
You're just throwing ults in here and whiffing and hoping that something's going to happen. Marvel eventually gets cut off from the rest of his team, and that's going to be it. Jae Hong goes down, Michelle as well.
They hold on to barrier. They can initiate the next fight with barrier if they want.
This will be the first one. This will be the first point picked up. 2 minutes on the clock here for the Spark.
Toby wasn't radical enough to skate off the edge.
Dude, he got blasted off the edge.
All right. Now, they will get their third point of Hanamura, tied at the top. No way they can lose this map anymore. Worst case scenario for Hangzhou would be a draw. They got 2.5 in the bank. Support ultimate online. Probably just rally in and fight. Let's go.
Yeah, take the fight to him. Fitz is going to have the grab, and that's pretty much the only thing that Seoul Dynasty are going to have to work with. And Jae Hong can get a trance pretty quickly, too. Let's see. Straight out, onto the balcony. Taking advantage of the high ground. Fitz with the grab immediately. Didn't waste any time at all, but we lost Jae Hong immediately as well, and that's certainly not going to help things here for the Seoul Dynasty. Munchkin somehow magically gets a rally online, and that is going to be boosting his team, but there is just shatters back and forth, and it's Seoul who come out on the receiving end. It's looking like a tied situation to me here, Hex.
Marvel got completely isolated and pushed back here. Hangzhou trying to just get some progress. Yellow marker on the board is all they need.
They're so close to doing it. Minute 30. There it is. Good focus fire. Picking them off as they make their way through. Munchkin has to go to the Tracer to try and buy some time. It's not going to be enough, though. They are going to get it done. The Spark tie up the series 1-1 versus the Seoul Dynasty.
It's been scrappy. It's been gutsy and gritty, but some clean play there from the end. From the Hangzhou Spark are going to win them Hanamura. Seoul Dynasty took map 1 in this all-important play-in match. Winner gets in, gets London. Let's go to the half. We'll see you right after that.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
we got a winner-go-home situation for the final spot in the Stage 2 playoffs, and both teams are definitely playing like it. After the Dynasty took map 1, it was the Spark coming up big on Hanamura to tie things up 1-1 at the half. Welcome, guys. Malik here with Brandon Monte Cristo. Guys, that first half, super charged, super competitive. A lot of standout gameplay. But you know what? I think this halftime we're going to do things a little differently. I want to know who you guys would give the game mouse to. We don't have game balls here in Overwatch, so the game mouse to. Who's really standing out on both these teams? Who's your MVP? Monty, you'll get Seoul, and you'll get Hanzhou, Brent.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'm going to take Seoul, and I'm going to go with Ryu Jae-hong because he has been the most consistent player for the Seoul Dynasty so far this year.
Yeah.
Overall, when we look at him as a player, we've seen Munchkin, him, and Michelle really leading the charge for the Dynasty, but Jae-hong has been activated again here in Stage 2. And of course, it's come with a lot of Ana play for him, but his Zenyatta's been no slouch either. But it does seem like a return to form. And part of this, I think, has been slotting in Marvel into the lineup, because when you play with Fissure, he's always there to take up so many of your support resources. But when we see Marvel playing a more defensive style, it opens up Jae-hong to do other things. He's actually quite low in healing in the league and quite high in damage and eliminations right now on supports. So it's really been fun to watch him kind of come back and show off what he can do. As you can see, second in final blows out of Ana, and that is, I think, him in a nutshell right there.
Right. It's so good to see him back on his bread and butter, Ana, too, and him being activated, as you said, has been great as well. So, Brent, you got to counter that, man. That's a strong argument he's making there. Yeah.
I won't lie, but I'm going to be making an argument for the one and only the Shui, the Gu Shui, if you will. This guy, phenomenal main tank talent, right? The leader, or if you will, for the Hangzhou Spark.
Yeah.
Absolutely unreal player. He came up kind of, a lot of people put him up and started noticing him from the Overwatch World Cup. A lot of his main tank plays, well known for his Winston mechanics individually, and he has been leading Hangzhou, at least in his second map here. This is why I would have him as my MVP. Unreal player. In my opinion right now, that my personal philosophy in the way that Overwatch is supposed to be played, I feel like the best success you're going to have with a team is if you build around main tank players. And if you have a very strong main tank player that can carry the game, that is playoff worthy, and that can be playoff worthy in itself. And Gu Shui, he's had his ups and downs. Started off pretty slow, I won't lie, for the Hangzhou Spark, but now he's picking up. He's got the communication issues sorted. Remember, he's Chinese, he's playing in a team of Koreans. Look at these, out of 20 players, that's not bad. It's not awful. And his Winston, what he was known for at the end of the day, remember his nickname in China? Primal Blade. Because his Primal Rages are so sick, they look like Dragon Blades. There you go. I love bringing that up.
He still has his moments, though. I mean, you were raging while we were watching this match because he kept coming out to the point and not using his Primal Rage and getting stunned when he was
does have his moments where he feeds a bit, I won't lie.
But they did win.
They did win.
They did win on Hangzhou.
You're helping him, Monty. You're helping him.
I need all the help I can get.
No, that's not true. I just like Gu Shui as well. I think there's a strong argument to be made.
I guess I got to pick a winner. Blizzard Arena, who do you guys think? Should we go with Ryu Jae-hong in the Seoul Dynasty? Help me out. Help me out. Okay. What about Gu Shui? Gu Shui. Gu Shui.
The one Hangzhou fan, I see you.
Man,
He's got my back.
I don't even know, man. I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta go with the legend. I gotta go with
I don't
Ryu
blame
Jae-hong.
you,
I gotta
honestly.
go with it, man. Also because he had to help you a little bit with your argument. So, all right, guys. Final thoughts. Who you guys think are gonna come out on top at the end of this, man? It's super competitive. But after what you've seen,
I mean, we did the face-off beforehand,
yeah.
and both of us were really 50-50 on that.
Right.
So I think it's so hard to call. I'm still on the Seoul side, but not by a lot.
okay. All right. What about you, Brent?
I'm sticking with the boys in pink, the Hangzhou Spark for this one. Like Monty said, we did a face-off. We were pretty much 50-50 split.
Right.
We put up with convincing
Indeed.
arguments on both sides.
Yeah.
It can go either way, so sticking with the Hangzhou.
You guys are sticking with the picks, all right? Well, we got a whole nother half coming. Remember, guys, this is important. Winner keeps going, and the loser goes home for the stage playoffs. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Enter for a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime trip for you and a friend to attend the 2019 Overwatch League Grand Finals and get the latest 9th-gen Intel Core i9 processor. Visit intel.gg/Core i9 to enter now.
Welcome back, everybody. I mean, having a great time during break, Hex, and especially because of the antics that the halftime desk keep getting up to. They're not really a desk anymore, they're more standing there, but it's still the same crew.
You can have a standing desk.
You can have a standing
It's supposed to be good
desk.
for your posture, you know, a good working desk or something like that. I just gremlin on my
Are you
computer.
one of those guys who gets like one of the yoga balls that you sit on as
Nope.
well, you know, at the desk and all
I
that?
am not.
That is...
No,
No?
this is the best my posture is when I'm standing on this box right here.
Exactly.
We got a good game.
We do.
Yeah, it's definitely map 4 is going to matter, so it's not going to be one of those kind of letdowns. 1-1 here. We're in a de facto best of 3, and we do have a substitution ready for you.
Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Adora!
Adorable subbing in for Crystal. Going to be taking over that role, so maybe a little bit different heroes that they want to mix it up a little bit, or maybe he's just practice on certain maps. It's hard to always gauge the rhyme or reason when a player is brought in. Our next map will be Blizzard World. Woo! It's like a theme park.
Exactly, the place that you actually wished was a real theme park. I mean, it'd be pretty sick. With all the
It'd be-
Blizzard IP out there, they
Yeah.
could do a pretty rad theme
It'd
park.
be really expensive to build.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, it's so clever. Snacks Ramus, that's just clever.
I mean, look at that. You know, that's what they're all about.
I would buy a $15 hamburger from the Pylon Terrace.
Devil in the details, Hex. Devil in the details. And the $20 beverage that
Yep.
goes with it, yeah.
Well, this is hybrid, so on the very first point, which is right below us right now, you unlock the payload. After that, you push the payload. Get to checkpoints along the way, move your spawns, and move your time bank in the positive direction. We'll see what Soul wants to run. Looks like standard 3-3 coming out from them.
Gasp.
Now the question is, where do they want to set up?
They want to set up to defend.
Now this is just scouting right here. This way you have the Symmetra out there. Little teleport gets them up there. It's actually a strat a lot of teams have been doing. Then you just switch to Lucio. So they're just boycotting the stairs. A little bit of a wrinkle here. Sombra in the mix for Hangzhou.
Yes, we haven't seen this yet, so this will be fun. A little bit of the EMP action. Big AoE silence. It's exactly what it sounds like. EMP, electromagnetic pulse. Everything electric or ability-wise in the game, at least. You don't get to use it anymore. Can get pretty spicy. So, Godspeed gonna get spotted immediately. Not the best start, but we'll see how it pans out as Soul Dynasty decide it's time to take the fight to him.
Yeah, they have to play on the point. Just regrouping now for Hangzhou. Trying to get themselves in position. Godspeed really wants this high ground so he can land hacks on the key targets. But Michelle is keeping him in check, is not allowing this high ground to be taken. Now Godspeed is behind in a little 1v1 battle.
Fitz has got to be careful once again. Clearly the name of the game here, I don't know how it works in terms of like Rhea, who is, but it's just Fitz is getting focused so quickly every time. As soon as he shows himself, it's just bam.
Yeah, almost EMP, almost up. Now you just have to play a little bit more passively here. Make sure you don't get killed with EMP online. Should come in like right here.
There it is, right over the top. Who's going to be here? J-Hug. J-Hug goes for the trance, but he's not fast enough. Marvel gets him overwhelmed immediately.
That shatter.
Oh, that was huge. That's such a shame for Jae-Hong. Jae-Hong was so close to getting Marvel in range, but he just didn't quite squeak it. He uses the trance. He did his job correctly. He just wasn't able. It didn't work out for Soul that time.
I know, but now bad goes to worse because there's no Transcendence up for the Graviton incoming here. Here's the shatter. After all was said and done, main tank out of the mix. You're just waiting to line it up, put him on the ground. Industry term being
Yeah, but
FE.
that's not that impressive, Hex, you know, because I mean, exactly, there's no Rhine in front of you.
I know.
So it's just like, oh, are you gonna miss that shatter? Like, it's actually worse if you miss it at that point. That's when I want the replay. Him missing a shatter without a Rhine in front of him.
That's a brilliant counter grab by Fitz there, actually, because they had no Transcendence to live through that, so he has to counter grab so no damage can come through. Marvel gets very low already.
Oh, buddy. Looking for it. Sparker here. There's the DMP from Godspeed. We saw how it went last time. Total destruction. Soul Dynasty getting gutted here on the defense.
It's been as one-sided as it gets. 12 eliminations to 0.
Oosh.
I'm guessing you can figure out which side is which right there.
Ouch.
EMP goes down and shuts down the Moira, which Jae-Hong had switched to after his first Transcendence Gambit on the first point ended up failing. And now he is over to the Ana, perhaps the hero which he's best known for. Not much on either side. Rhea's about to get grabbed here.
Yeah, once again, battle on the high ground. Name of the game here. Fitz wants to hold on to this so he can just rain in grenades from on high. Spark obviously want to keep that presence on the payload, so they keep making progress. Eventually, the Seoul Dynasty are going to have to come down from on high and challenge, and that's what's going to happen
They
at
just
the
need
second arch.
If they just need to keep track of Michelle. If they can track Michelle, they win this fight. There's the grab.
So there's the grab. There it is, self-destruct from Michelle to open it up. Fitz will finally get some healing, but he is still dangerously low. But the Spark, still in a position to make some serious progress here. Bebe has got the trance. He is so close to going down.
Soul is making this work with duct tape and band-aids right now. The Shatter goes down, but now they keep everybody alive. Shatter blocked on the other side of things.
See? Now let's get a replay of that. So Marvel backing off. Michelle's gonna get D-Max. Yeah, so this is just everything going correctly here for the Spark. Clearly they had a game plan. They're controlling the momentum of these fights. They never really let Seoul Dynasty get comfortable. Every time it looks like Seoul Dynasty are starting to make their way, you got that EMP.
Fitz is trying to bring it back, and they are just gonna solo grab Toby. They are tired of messing around. They want this checkpoint. Should be able to get there.
It's a really nice adjustment bringing the Sombra into this.
Oh no,
actually.
yeah, Munchkin went onto the Yana. Sorry, I called it as Jaehong before. Let's see another.
Let's take a look at another shatter. That was a shatter.
That's just a setup.
Yeah, but that's it. You see, it throws it. Shield is there, man. Shield is there. Gushway's not gonna fall for that. Your antics, Marvel. Step your game up.
Well, it has
Take
been
a leaf out of Super's book.
It has been all Hangzhou so far. Now at 18 eliminations to 2, they are dictating the pace of this game. Seoul has been doing a good job of staying alive in situations where they shouldn't. Off the edge! Remember when we were teammates? Yeah, I remember. Into the pit. IDK puts Marvel down.
Always drink my soda.
You got all the glory. I was the best part of Lucky's Eden's future.
There it is. There it is. See, it all comes boiling up, Hex. This Spark offense is so brutal. Fueled by years of memories.
Yeah, Godsby can get in position here to get an EMP. They should just win this one outright too. EMP versus into Shatter is so good. Because Jaehong's gonna have to be hiding as well. This is all down to Jaehong's. Right now, the huge advantage is for Hangzhou ultimate-wise. But if Jaehong can keep his team alive, they still have a shot.
This is all over the place. There we go. Shatter through. Godsby somehow teleporting, levitating forward, despite not being able to control himself.
Fine. It's just time to regroup. Now you have EMP. You baited out a couple ultimates that could have saved your life. So EMP into Shatter. You're gonna have Graviton. Pretty much everything available here. As long as Godspeed gets in good position, they should be fine. 2 minutes remain on the clock for this offense.
Still got, yeah, exactly, some work to do here. Munchkin keeps hitting these nades, and that's so frustrating when you get the healing blocked. It's just like a slight delay in the push. Ria's got to be careful, though. But here we go. Self-destruct thrown over the top from Michelle. Not going to find any kills. Godspeed, just go ahead, put him on a blast in the back line. Ria, Bebe, they're going to hang in here. There's the transfer from Bebe in the nick of time to keep the Spark up. And Marvel, once again, the one to die. And they're getting kills quickly here, Spark. This is key.
Solar Grav is able to take down another target, and now it is all over but the last final push.
Boom.
There it is.
That's flawless.
90
That
seconds.
is a thing of beauty.
90 seconds on the clock. 29-3 there somewhere. 29-3 elimination.
And I do mean Gushwei. Yes, that was a fantastic push. Excellent work. Total one-sided slaughter. We'll see if Soul are capable of the same after this.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Who's that on your screen, Hex? It's the Hangzhou Spark. They just demolished the Seoul Dynasty. 29 kills to 3 on the offense. Total brutal beatdown.
Yeah, I mean, I could have said I don't know and been right, because that's IDK right there. Yeah, he's been playing really well. He's been actually one of the bright spots for the Spark most of the year. Consistent Lucio play, keeping them alive. Lucio's so important, you're not even really going to notice all the giant plays they make, but if you see a Reinhardt that's somehow way out of position, it's because Lucio put him there, you know, trying to get ahead of him, knock him into his team.
Other thing is on the line here in this match is a spot, the last spot in the quarterfinals of the Stage 2 playoffs, going down next week on Thursday. I think that's May 9th at 6 p.m. PST. There you have it.
It's not September 5th.
It's not September 5th. Because then we'll probably be getting into actual playoffs. But there you have it, guys. Be sure to tune in, get your tickets if you happen to be in Los Angeles or close by. And let's get into the action, Hex. Let's see, are the Seoul Dynasty going to get Munchkin? Or munched on?
We'll see. All right, standard setup here from Hangzhou, fighting for this last spot. The privilege to go against the London Spitfire.
Yeah, that would be that would be great. And it'd also be just, you know, just the colors of the jerseys. Baby blue versus bubblegum pink.
Oh yeah, it'd be very vaporwave aesthetic.
Yeah. We'll let that. We'll let Wolf and Achilleos cast out. Where are they going here? It's just the wrap from Seoul, and no change in strategy either.
No. And if they want, they can wrap all the way around. We've seen some teams do this and attack from the back side of the point. Other than that, you play this corner right here. High ground taken away by Michelle as he goes zooming by and takes the top. But now he's all alone. They can't really punish this though, because it's D.Va. She'll just fly away.
Looking for the boop, looking for the pressure. Marvel swinging away. And both of these teams in the standoff. Oh, buddy, Nora got speed though.
Very low. That Shatter's just to buy space. That's legitimately a zoning Shatter.
Yep.
He knew his teammates were too low. You can't push into it when you see it happen, so he's got to get everybody healed up. I mean, it's bonus points if you knock someone down, but they just had to buy time.
Every time the focus is great. Toby is doing a good job of getting into the back line as well.
Marvel's pushed way out.
He takes out Baby and somehow survives it. Jaehong with the clutch trance to keep his teammate up. Marvel gonna survive it, and it looks like Seoul Dynasty, they've set themselves up for success here on the first point. Easy, easy life. It looked dicey there for Marvel though, but Jaehong once again, and this time Jaehong had him in range.
Yeah.
That's why the defense failed so quickly the first time around. Jaehong wasn't able to get that trance onto Marvel.
Almost in the exact same spot.
Boom, exactly. Look at that second chance. All they needed was another chance, Hex.
Unfortunately, you don't get too many of those in Overwatch and or in life. They do have several good ultimates to use while pushing forward because they won that with just the Transcendence. Everything else available.
Sorry, I was just being nitpicky. I thought that was the whole point of GOATS, is you get 30 chances, Hex. So, moving in, self-destruct, nobody there. But yeah, that is kind of the point of running 3-3.
Yeah.
All the chances.
Well, you're talking to, what, was it the Swiss team last year? It said more tanks allow for more mistakes.
Simple as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that grab got absolutely nothing. I turned away for a second and didn't even see what happened there.
Nothing. I'll just give you the clip notes. And well, here's another grab. We'll see. Does something happen in this one? Nope. There's a sound barrier used. Rally by Munchkin. The Spark refusing to die. Nice attempt. I like that little boop there from IDK.
Yeah, just a little bit off on the timing because the Earth Shatter came out later than that, but I mean, he might have booped them too much.
Yeah, they got launched bodily all the way up there. Slowly but surely making progress. Still trying to find a kill. Hey, this is still very close in terms of kills for both of these teams. I mean, as in, they haven't gotten a whole lot. It's still pretty one-sided for the Spark. Seoul Dynasty struggling a bit more.
Yeah, another Transcendence able to keep most of the team alive, but Adora will fall. Without that Brigitte, that's a lot of the healing output down.
Gushui gonna go, though. Both Ryans out of the picture now. This is getting spicy. Baby, though, just hit headshots left and right. He's just doing so much damage, but it's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, he's dying. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Think.
That was insanity from Bebe. So we'll be able to push. One more defense will be mounted before this checkpoint is reached, though, as the payload slogs along here. There is a Graviton from Godspeed ready to go. Jaehong has Transcendence. That is the micro duel that's going to happen in the next fight.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Standoff now between the two. Who's gonna get it right? Marvel again, just getting so much attention. Spark, man, they're just doing so much damage right now. This is burning very valuable time off the clock for Seoul Dynasty. They're down to 2.5 minutes. And they're actually having to back off and try and get some breathing room here. It's looking like they want to wrap around the other side. Fitz is leading the charge, as always. Fitz always aggressive.
And now he's giving up the high ground. You got to memo the rest of your team to get off the high ground. You can't just hold it alone up there as D.Va. Rotation comes in, still looking for the optimal grab position.
There's a grab. There's a charge. And they do take out Guxue. So, Seoul Dynasty finally some success on their side. There's the grab to pull into Seoul Dynasty, though, one after the other.
But in that position without Guxue, who's going to do the damage in there? You needed the hammer to cleave through and kill everybody. A bomb goes off for good measure, and IDK will fall late. Everyone on Hangzhou is going to get cleaned up late here.
Out and out chaos, Hex.
Unceremoniously.
Out chaos.
Cleaned up. Yeah, I think that might have been a good position for Gosby to try to do the counter grab while his team was into it, rather than trying to put them into the terrace. Because clumped up like that, a single Brigitte shield is going to keep them alive in front of them. That's why you need the Reinhardt hammer to just go through, swing through those shields. Not the case there. 2.5 minutes on the clock for Seoul. Try to finish out the map.
These two teams, this is too much. All they're doing is just standing, like no mincing about on the Spark side of things. They just go charging right in. Guxue gets a bit greedy there, tries to charge Marvel out of it. He is going to get punished. Focus fire too good on the side of the Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah.
With Bebe as well. There's a golden opportunity here for Seoul.
Hangzhou just need to regroup, retreat, back all the way up to spawn, wait, fight is 6, you can't leave anyone out. And they're going to have to go into a loaded Seoul Dynasty team.
They managed to buy enough time, and they will get the final challenge. Now it's about performing here. Munchkin with the rally, countered by Bebe with the trance. Shatters are through on both sides. Jaehong gets laid out for a nap. He is at risk. Marvel's able to cover him, though. And now you're going to have Jaehong with the trance. This could make all the difference. Gosby does manage to take a little bit of pressure off his team with that grab. And the self-destruct pays off a little bit, but we're going to lose Gosby and Guxue, and this certainly is going to be Seoul Dynasty now with the opportunity to tie things up.
Well, they got Munchkin, so that's 1 kill. And it's sometimes all you need at these very ends when your defensive spawns are so close. Munchkin's going to come back onto the Hammond, back into the mix. Got to start getting kills. Not going to happen.
Not fast enough. They had to back off there. IDK wrapped around the corner, and that's all she wrote. Pretty much dead even. Not in terms of kills, still Spark in the lead, but in terms of time bank, both of these teams looking so good. So we're tied up, Hex, 3-3. And with 2 seconds separating them, it's the Hangzhou Spark who have to go on the offense. They have less time in the bank by 2 seconds, so they're the ones under the gun first.
As we go through our second tour of the theme park here, actually looks really nice from this upward angle.
That looks beautiful. That looks like Stormwind.
Although
I used to camp bodies in there back like 10 years ago in vanilla.
I still get a little creeped out by Overlords, though. These big meat blimp. It's kind of gross. Anywho, 90 seconds for both teams. Symmetra trick out the gate, get everyone up over the top. No leg day for the stairs right there. IDK will switch over. They are running the Sombra variation. So ideally, you want to get an EMP and win the fight.
In an ideal world.
Yes.
But, you know, it doesn't really always work out that way, Hex.
No, it does not.
As
Not
you
even
get
many
older.
targets. It's actually just once. Yeah, just once for Shell.
That's great. Whoa, I thought he got slapped. That was spicy. But Seoul Dynasty, and they're on defense right now. They're still set up. The Spark still working their way around. They are going to have that duel once again between Godspeed and Michelle. They are really just trying to be...
I mean, it's just poking right now. They're just waiting for Godspeed to try to hack and poke, right? He's not getting enough poke in right now. Only at 50% on the EMP, but you don't want to go in before this EMP. Before he gets slapped.
Oh, buddy, looks like they're gonna just decide to get impatient here. The Seoul Dynasty gonna pay for it. Marvel, once again, the focus fire too good. He goes crashing in, and that's not gonna help things at all.
The IDK peel is just unreal right there. Comes in over the top, boops him away, gets everyone healed up, gives him the speed boost as well. They might be able to hold this EMP.
Yep, they're looking so good here, Heck.
Nope, they're just gonna go for it.
There it is. Everybody hacked on the side of Seoul Dynasty. Get out. 4 points on the board for the Hangzhou Spark. They've done it.
They've unlocked the point. Now it's all about the progress. Here comes the payload.
I like how they're very careful about standing right at the door where their payload is, because if they strayed even in an instant, that would have been it.
The moment you step off the cart, whether forced to or not, the overtime meter runs down and your offense is over. Seoul doesn't really have anything yet to try to push us back. They're nearing Grav, they're nearing Shatter. The Rhine games are real right here because both teams have Reinhardt Earth Shatters.
Yeah, but there's a huge edge here for the Spark, it seems. Munchkin with the rally, but there's going to be the grab, bringing it in. Let's go for the group hug, guys. Adore countering, and they are just going to go back and forth. Nice shatter thrown in by Gushui. Instantly canceled out with the charge-on-charge action between the two Rhines, but now it's going to be grabs of their own here. Marvel just swinging away, merry as could be. He is so pleased right now.
Yeah, it's just Sombra and Lucio on the point. They're going to try it, get the EMP off, they get a barrier off, they're pulling this back somehow. The support's in Sombra.
This is unbelievable. Unreal, but Michelle's now got the big tank again, so certainly this must be the time where they go down. No, he is on your team, Michelle. Toby's on your team.
Doesn't matter, your team had to spray and pray. Gotta get out of there. It was two supports bringing it back, and the support line of the Hangzhou Sport continued to impress.
That is nuts. Godsby as well. Gotta give it to him.
But you got that ult, you got that sound barrier. I mean, hit him if you got him, boys. Not saving him for next round. And look at this ult economy, where it is now for Seoul. It's in the gutter.
A whole lot of nada. There isn't much there. Oh man, Munchkin. Munchkin low and Seoul Dynasty just going in. They've trying to show no fear. And here we go. That is the perfect start. Gushui instantly taken out. These bio-nades from Jaehong connecting and making all the difference. The Legend is back. Hex just wrecking face.
I mean, there's gonna be a grab here because no one's even shooting at Rhea. It's gonna grab them off the point. There's no follow-up though because they don't have that hammer to fly through the shields. And a valiant second effort. That's where the payload will stop.
That's an extra, what, 30 meters that they got that they wouldn't have had otherwise?
Yeah.
I mean, solid work there from the Spark. A real heroic play coming in there for that hold. But we'll see. And now it's on the Seoul Dynasty to do the same. And Seoul Dynasty, they had 2 seconds more, so they had 1:30 on the clock. But they're going to have to go just as far, Hex. They're going to have to get the first point as clean as the Spark did.
Yeah, you really can't lose a fight with 1:30 left. And if you do, you have to initiate it very quickly and then hope that you still have 45 seconds left or so. But you don't have time to do it this, well, I mean, you do have time to do it with the Spark, did they, at the same time bank. Be interesting to see if they want to run the Sombra. Such a good strategy here in this situation where you only have to win one fight, maybe win another. They've got the players on this team to do it, does Seoul Dynasty.
Oh, Jaehong would be a man out for my own heart right now. I love playing Soldier on Blizzard World. First point, man, you step in those corners.
I know exactly where you hide on first point, too. And you do just hide.
I have had so much fun as Soldier.
You crouch up there and wait for them to get on the point as your team's getting battered, and then you pop up, surprise!
Yep. Felix Rockets, and then just mow everything down. Hey, there you go, man. So much fun. Not going to happen, though, obviously. So let's see. What's on the defense here? Nothing different. So 3-3, or rather
3-3.
3-3. Score is 3-4.
The only thing that could change would be Marvel. I think they're going to run this, so Marvel and the Sombra. No, full switch. Okay. I thought Sombra's a good idea, but what do I know?
Sombra, I mean, it's just... You gotta be all sneaky, Hex. They're very straightforward right now on Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah.
They're like hungry tigers. They're just gonna go straight at them. They're not gonna lay there in the tall grass, bide their time.
Jaehong San trying to get these early picks. He's put in a lot of damage so far.
He's putting Bebe on notice there. Letting him know. Oh, again, Bebe gotta be careful. If you hold these angles, buddy, you peek these angles, you may get volleyed in the face. Jaehong more than willing to hold his own, but now we're gonna have it. The moment the Seoul Dynasty just
back.
Charging straight in. IDK instantly deleted. Adora has got to go down here as well. He is far too low. There is no way that he should be surviving this. Sure enough, he is not. Bebe with the headshot on Jaehong, though.
A small solace there. I mean, they still have the Steve on the point, but this doesn't matter, right? You don't need to come back in here and try to fight the point, because it's going to get into overtime. You just have to stop them once. That's all that matters. Win a single fight, don't overcommit, and I mean, they can even hold this choke here. So you hold the choke, and then even if you lose that, you're going to have another fight, because where the progress is in the payload. So they have 2 chances to win this map, put themselves in great position in the series. Transcendence at the ready as well. I mean, this Soul's gonna come in now and try to fight this with Rally.
There it is, sure enough. Maybe with the trans. There's the other trans. Just watch the check marks at the top, basically. You know? And then there's gonna be a shatter. Marvel's hiding behind it, maybe trying to play mind games, try to use the cart to hide the shatter. Yeah, there we go.
Good one. We got a Dora.
Oh, buddy, that was a big one though from Gushui. Does one better, but there's the grabs. Coming through, self-destruct, over the top, baby's out, Adora 2, and this is nuts, Hex. They still got so far to go though, but still a 1 fight for Seoul Dynasty. They are still alive.
Okay, so Shatters came in there. What remains at the end of the day? Godspeed has Graviton. Not even close on the other side, and there's nothing to stop this Graviton.
Why did
if
they
Michelle
not
does
read
not,
the cart?
it's fine. If Michelle does not eat this, Hangzhou should win this map.
They better get out there fast. They are so close. Gotta contest now.
You can't let Gushui die either. You need his damage for this grab.
All right, let's see.
Just need to get your own energy up.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Getting it.
Oh,
Marvel gets blown up. Oh no, the grab is there. Did they have the follow-up?
Yeah,
Gushui,
Michelle's
yep, they're
down.
looking for
That's
it.
it.
And they are going to do it. The spark. Jaehong, you can sit in trance all you want, but it's not going to be enough. Your team is gone, and the spark, they win on Blizzard World and take the lead in the series. The last 2 maps they have claimed. Score is 2-1, Hex.
1 map away from playing themselves into our Stage 2 playoffs, which begin next Thursday. Can the Spark close it out as we move to Escort?
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Back into the thick of things, Hex, after that wonderful break. We are now going into the potential final map of this series on Rialto. The Spark are looking fired up. They're looking good to go. Right now, it's on the Tigers. It's on the Seoul Dynasty to dig deep and find an answer.
Winning, you're in. It's been about as close as it gets on every single map that we've had. Maybe Hanamura was a bit one-sided for the Spark, but regardless, trying to make their very first stage playoffs here, they would face off against London, coming in the final spot in the bracket. Seoul made their first stage playoffs in stage 1, and we are now headed to the lovely map of Rialto.
Listen to that music. Just let it sweep you along.
Sweep you along the Venetian shores.
Just sitting back,
And you,
soaking up the rays.
if you have not been to the Blizzard Arena, you need to come just for the screen, just on the sides. Full immersion.
Yeah.
It's a 4D experience. All right, we've had a payload in our last matchup. This one is all about the payload and escort map. You just push that payload. Checkpoint 1 is right there. Checkpoint 2 is right there. You get more clock, you get closer spawns, and then the fitting end of this beautiful, beautiful map is right there.
Is that a goddess? Is that what the idea is?
Is it the Venus? I don't know.
Is it Venus?
Don't know.
Could be, but then she's holding a veil.
Right. Don't ask me about that.
I mean, all right, fine, fair enough.
That's more of a Monty question.
See, Monty could go on at lane. I should be able to go on at lane.
3-3 here versus 3-3. A complete mirror matchup. This map all about fighting over corners, right angles, 90-degree turns.
Yes.
So they're gonna try to juke them out, maybe pretend that they're gonna take high ground, and now just push right forward. A little bit of breathing room acquired by Hangzhou.
This is where the players wish that they could just destroy the maps. You know, walk through the walls. Like Ryan just goes charging through the walls. Like, you're gonna hide around this corner?
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Just Kool-Aid Man right through it.
Oh yeah! And then, you know, here's a shatter. That would be so sick. All right, Free Up doing the best he can to survive right now. Feeling very vulnerable outside of his 2-ton mech.
Yeah. He's gonna have to back up. It passively charges the mech call down so quickly that he can probably just hang out here. Maybe like a single pistol shot. And against a 3-3 composition, there's just big bodies everywhere, so you can get that mech rather quickly. Recall down mech. My favorite way to kill someone in the game. The call down mech actually does damage. It just doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, it's such a shame that everybody's already, you know, depending on when the grab goes off. Enough of that. Let's go, Marvel. Looking for it. Now we're gonna pass into the Iris as we all gather around Brigitte. And then I have no idea what Zarya says, but there's a grab gone down.
It's fire at will.
Fire at will. That's it, of course. Doesn't come to mind.
Huge shatter, knocks down several. A nice bubble there, keeps the main tank alive though. This one's still kind of scrapping by. They've lost Adora. Can back up a little bit and get some heals here.
Red's doing a better job of surviving this time at least. Not going down early. We lose Munchkin, but that forces the sound barrier out of Hangzhou. 5 alive here for Hangzhou on point though, so they are going to be pushing forward, and we don't really just quite yet have an answer.
You'll definitely be able to fight here again under the choke if they want.
Right, they gotta get it now, but they're kind of spread out. It's gonna be dicey here for Seoul Dynasty. Bit touch and go, and yep, sure enough, Marvel gonna get overwhelmed. And Bebe just throws chances out there.
Yeah, and why not? Big hammer. Second point should be taken by Hangzhou any moment.
Sick work. They're looking unstoppable right now, the Spark.
I mean, Bebe charges Transcendence about 45 seconds on average, so that's why it's a little bit loosey-goosey with him. Also, Fitz hasn't really put the Fear of God in you with the Gravitons. There's not really been follow-up, so...
That's a good point as well, actually. It's either one or the other. Marvel is dying or Fitz is dying. It's almost always the case, you know.
Yeah, Marvel 3 deaths already this map.
Marvel's having a bit of a rough time today.
Yeah, I mean, that's what IDK will do to you. He's always behind and above him, just launching him into the waiting open maw of his team.
Where they spark him to death, they tase him to death, I guess is what the idea. It's a long, painful death, Hex, but it gets the job done. So, Spark it through, baby. There you go, Marvel, 4 deaths now so far. Munchkin's certainly gonna go down next as well. And the Spark are just powering through. Once they get into these payload situations, they just look unstoppable, Hex.
Maybe it's the extra healing the payload gives you, that they can just play that much closer to the edge and getting a little bit of healing from that payload push. But yeah, you're right. This has been the Hangzhou power hour here. They're going to rally in here. They have Graviton ready as well.
There's the grab to open it up. Guxue looking to take advantage. Oh, the boop, perfectly timed. Not going to allow him to cleave.
That's fine.
Francis is down, and there's the shatter, baby. Blows him up. Marvel's gone. Munchkin next, and they are all done for here on the side of Seoul.
Yeah, they got Michelle really early in that fight, which allows for just whatever kind of grab you want. Not enough cleaning it up, but that's because Jaehong had Transcendence up, and now that's used. Both support ultimates on the side of Hangzhou now coming online, so they can defend against any sort of aggression that Seoul's able to put up.
This is just such a tough one for Seoul. Every time it feels like Marvel or Fitz They're getting cut off.
Getting isolated and killed first.
Yeah, this is brutal. Such a hard position for them to be in. Spark right now is just doing a marvelous job on the offense. So once again, swinging hammers. And again, Gushui, this time it's Munchkin going down. Trance is there. He's getting taken for a ride. It's very kind of Marvel. Realized that Bebe wasn't healing everybody on his team, so he's like, here, let me help you out real quick. And the Spark are just powering through. Seoul Dynasty, it's been such a scrappy, gritty fight so far. This series has been fantastic, but are they faltering here at the end?
This has been about as clean as it gets. Only 2 deaths the entire map so far for the Spark.
Yeah, the Spark are the ones, like on Hanamura, where they're getting these really one-sided paths.
Ah, nice sound barrier is going to keep everybody alive.
Michelle nearly loses that mech. Still at risk, but oh, there we go. Michelle making the plays.
Needed that one. Needed that one desperately.
That, yes, you needed to come up with something there. Bebe going to get staggered.
Yes. Be very, very quiet. IDK.
Make no noise.
He's trying to hide.
Don't move.
He's in the setting emote. He wants them to leave. Munchkin found him.
Oh, man. People, checking the fans.
Yeah, I was hoping none of the fans were tipping him off down there.
There is that land circumstance, you know, when you get a back cap or something, people are going crazy. And
Yeah.
You know, there is that land element where it's
Right.
like, wait, what? Why are people shouting right now? Oh yeah.
One of the hazards of the local area network play.
There you go.
All right, going into it now. 2 minutes left on the clock to try to finish out the map for Hangzhou. Finally, a stabilizing fight for Seoul in the prior fight. Shatter up. Bebe, of course, has Transcendence ready to go again. Ryan Games gonna be big here. Shatter versus Shatter. Marvel versus Gushui.
And again leading.
Oh!
Again leading it. This time it's Toby getting blown up. There's the opening, followed up by the Shatter. Gushui has been so on point all match long with these Shatters. He is hardly missing a beat. Michelle doing the best he can along with Fitz to try and contest this, and that was a nice self-destruct. Just buying a little bit more time.
Try it.
That is going to be it. 3 points picked up for the Spark in solid fashion.
A little bit bummed they didn't back cap. I love a back
That would have
cap.
been so sick. That would have been so sick. I wonder what gave it away. What they realized, like where's the Lucio? I mean,
Yeah. And
keeping count.
maybe it was me covering my mouth up here. Maybe it was my fault.
Oh man, they
Sorry,
saw it.
IDK. I'm sorry, IDK.
They saw the reflection in the
I doubt
glasses
it. No one even knows I exist.
from up
nonetheless,
there, over here. You know, they got that laser eyesight.
It didn't really matter though. They regroup as a team. They come in. They get all the all kills that they needed. Just really able to isolate Marvel this entire matchup. Munchkin tries to save him a lot too, so Munchkin goes down. But Marvel leads the server in deaths. He died 7 times. Munchkin died 6 times.
Yeah.
You know how many times the entirety of Spark died? 7 times.
We're just getting flashbacks to Hanamura. They're
Yeah.
having really effective offense on the side of the Spark. They're just powering through the Soul.
And it's never just one person's fault. It's just that's the name that keeps showing up. It's very clear that Hangzhou have decided to isolate the main tanks. And then sometimes Munchkin gets in there to try to help him out with an armor pack and a bash. And they're like, plan B, just kill this guy instead.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to find something here. Seoul must finish Rialto. A long map. Otherwise, their stage 2 playoff hopes are dashed, are dead. They're just going to go home. And the Spark will make their debut in the Overwatch League stage playoffs.
Once again, no less. Once again here for the Soul on the ropes. And I'm curious, it's been scrappy. Like I said, it's been scrappy all series long. Now, Soul, you got to dig deep. You got to show us what you're capable of here. To Spark, they've looked good. Now, can you hold your own? Adora on the high ground, not going to get caught. Quick back there. It's going to be at the first corner. Standard as standard could be. Let's see, in terms of setup, yep, nothing crazy either. And yep, they're just going to be moving on forward. Now it's going to be the standoff here. And Gushui, of course, just going to go ahead and ring their bells real quick. Nice little fire strike just to say hello.
Make a move. What wants to happen here is Rio wants them to get off the edge and then wants to do a little scooping move.
Yep, and it might happen.
Oh, they just jumped out.
Yeah, they oblige him. They oblige him. Let's go ahead. Let's fight. Let's fight. Take the gloves off. Let's get to work here, boys. Gushui's already got the shatter. Straight in the back. Perfect. So good. Oh my God, it's brutal.
You don't really expect that shatter coming out so quickly.
It was tough to point out because everybody's at 10%, and because of that one fire strike at the start, he was up at 54% before the fight even took off.
Yeah.
So like another fire strike, a couple swings, boom. Just surprise, fatty shatty.
got in there. Back to the drawing board for Seoul as they come around. They're gonna have Shatter of their own coming online momentarily. But these setups take a long time. You're taking a long time to get everybody up the stairs, everybody over. You lose a fight, you just burned about over a minute off the clock. Only 2.5 left.
Seoul right now. I mean, when you're kind of just grouped up in the apartment, you're gonna have to leave the apartment at some point, guys.
Don't tell me that.
You're gonna have to get out into the real world, Seoul, and find your way. Nobody's gonna give it to you. The Spark are currently standing in front of them.
Shatter, got a couple down.
Jaehong is there. Marvel going for a ride, and there we go. Jaehong with the trance. A moment too late to save Michelle, though, so we are in a tied situation, 5-5. Munchkin barely survives somehow. The heroics are real, but it's not enough for the Seoul Dynasty. They are currently getting defanged. Hex.
IDK got Marvel earlier. He got to make sure he's spreading the love against his former teammates into the drink with Michelle to open that up. Below 2 minutes now, and Seoul just used everything they had. Fitz is going to have Graviton, but Baby should have Transcendence, and they don't even use Transcendence against Graviton. They usually use Barrier. That's already up. And they've got a Shatter. So they grab you, just shatter and put them on the ground and just sit in your little black hole and laugh.
Stylistically, the Spark really do have a signature move there. You put Baby Bay in the trance. Let's get in. There's the grab. There's the trance. Baby Bay gonna use it this time, so they are gonna go ahead and coordinate. Marvel finds Adora. That's going to throw a wrench in things here as far as the defense are concerned. Yeah. And I like that from the Spark. Instantly, back off. Just back off and reset. That kill on Baby is not the best though. I wouldn't say Baby Bay, but it's Baby. You know?
It's rough. They might have to just give this one up without contesting. They do. Add some time to that clock. 3.5 minutes now, but still a very good defense already from the Spark.
Yeah. No, this is solid. And now they keep them all together here. They give away a minimal amount of ult charge to Seoul. And they're the ones with the ult advantage now on the side of the Spark. They can just go ahead and chuck these guys off the bridge into the drink. Rallies in. There's the stun.
Oh!
Yep, sure enough. What are you going to do now, buddy? What are you doing now, buddy?
See ya!
Unreal! Wait, hold on, he can jump out of the boat. Fitz, don't miss this chance! Oh, he misses the chance!
He's just gonna wait and come back around!
Oh my
He's
God.
Still
Oh, he does himself in the end.
Oh, I love this game. I love this game so much.
I think that's a first for me, at least. I haven't seen that happen before. All right, then.
While that was happening, the Spark held.
Yeah, that was a given. Speaking of holding.
Yeah.
Seoul Dynasty right now. Seoul Dynasty doing work. Let's get into the thick of things. Hex just can't control himself. He's so excited. We got the grab. Spark. Everybody in for a bear hug, and they are not too worried about it because Bebe's got the trance once again to keep them all healthy. And IDK again, knocking him off the bridge. Again, second time.
Yeah, this is Lucio's playground. He loves it. Loves the environmental kills. He's up there again. He got him careful. Into the drink. Later, dog.
This bonkers. This is getting silly. Minute 45 on the clock. And the Seoul Dynasty, I mean, they can't get much cleaner than this, Hex. They have spent a lot of time in the water now. You know, IDK.
And can tigers swim? I think they can.
Yeah, they can. It's like, is it clean behind their ears? You know, IDK keeps checking, like, no, back in the bath with you. You know? Boom.
Grab up for the Spark. Self-destruct to initiate. Try to buy some room.
It works. There it is. Once again, IDK knocking him out of position. But we do lose Gushui. So without the Rein there, it's a bit spicy. We'll see. Are the Spark going to be able to hold on this? Rhea is there. Full melting beam there from Godspeed, but Jaehong decides enough is enough, and we're going to get the trance and the AoE healing into play. You just heard it. 60 seconds left on the clock. Approaching the second point now for the Seoul Dynasty. The Spark, they do have the ults online necessary. If Godspeed can line it up with Gushui, they can still get the grab combo going.
Really just need one fight to win here as well. That grab could be at the decider.
Oh, perfect.
Right to the wall.
Where's the follow-up? Gushui's swinging right now. Going toe-to-toe right now. Gushui's got the shatter as well. Just came online. And Seoul have to back off. Looks like they want to buy time. Wait for Bebe's trance to wear off. Well, what do we got? We got Michelle with the self-destruct. Is that the best you can do?
Well, they
Dora
just put
survives it.
They just capped.
Oh, get out of here.
At some point, you do need to fight on the objective.
Unreal. They do get it. They sneak it. Minute 38 on the clock now. They just get a second chance at life.
It's Hangzhou in a nutshell, too. They play so well, and they play just amazingly all the time, and then just brain dead moment, right? You just forget the point of the game, and the cap comes off for Seoul. Little over a minute, have to finish out the map. That's rough.
Well, that's rough. And that's rough if you're the Spark, because you got to be thinking like, we got this, guys. And then turns out somebody was channeling Soon on Seoul Dynasty. Always eye on the prize, that guy. Never leaves the payload unattended.
Well, they have Rally, so if they want to engage, be aggressive, they have that option to do it with the Rally. They're going to do it.
You're going to get in. IDK once again. Looking to wreak havoc in the back line. Shatter going to get dodged as well. IDK there to protect and make sure that he protects.
He attack and he protect. Grab online for Hangzhou. We're in single digits. We're below a minute, 30 seconds left. This next fight is all important.
Yeah, again. But they're making very little progress this time, Seoul Dynasty. The battle is happening in the out. Godspeed now waiting for it. The opportunity here. Does he go for the trance or not? Or not the trance, the grab. Jayhong with the trance. There's the grab. Goes up. Sound barrier thrown in now by IDK. That opens it up for Fitz to go boom with the bomb. Rhea coming up with the goods. Big shatter, though, thrown in by Marvel. That opens up 2 kills. Make that 3. And it's looking like the Spark, just like that, in the blink of an eye, they're sent back to spawn. So you go for the reset hard now. You reset hard, get topped up, you still have a chance to win this, absolutely. The Spark, it's all or nothing now, but you have Adora with the rally. You can rally out as a group right now.
Rally comes out, everyone gets little armor topped off. Got a Transcendence now online from Bebe. You know how like they like to be aggressive with this.
Yes, exactly. Rhea is still hanging on by a thread as well. Rhea deciding to go ahead and throw him for a loop, but here we go. Bebe trying to go aggro, exactly, with the trance. Throwing it out, Gushwei. Shatter hits nothing. That's not going to help things here as Godspeed gets pasted against the wall, and we have a tied situation, Hex. 3-3.
Going into overtime, 3-3 here. Spark trying to close it out. Seoul trying to keep their hopes alive. Extra innings Rialto when we return.
Pretty sure that the Spark right now are annoyed with themselves.
Should be.
I think they had that within their grasp and they let it go. They let the Seoul Dynasty get that second point when they had pretty much closed the door on them. So, Seoul Dynasty, that's the nature of competition though. Your opponents mess up, you take full advantage.
Yeah.
And now we're in a tied situation, 3-3.
I mean,
And Seoul Dynasty once again on the attack.
you don't really want to give any team a second chance, but Seoul would be near the top of my list of teams that you don't want to let back into a match that you almost have closed out. London would be up there as well, of like, you don't want to give these guys a second chance, do you? You gotta put them down when you have the shot at it. But here it is, Seoul's second push, only a minute because they finished in overtime. And I can't imagine the Spark are gonna give up any corner for free. Well, I get first corner, that's fine. Fight in your standard spot, don't mix things up too much.
Exactly. Standard as standard could be. Vanilla, paper white, A4. Just going in. Nothing shocking here.
They rotate around, so they're going all in on this one fight. 20 seconds left.
Well, right out to the open. Goes right out of it, but he is going to get good support. And Adora finds Toby somehow. That was weird. Where was Toby? Toby's trying to go for the wrap, but then Adora gets punished by Fitz, so we're back and forth here. Marvel goes down, and with 9 seconds on the clock, this is no good here for Seoul.
Munchkin solo.
I do like that they are focusing the payload, though, on the side of Seoul Dynasty. Every meter matters.
Oh, that kill! Jayhong was coming in off the flank. Bebe just annihilated him from across the map.
A big deal, but losing Fitz is not going to help things here. IDK, the murderer, he's bloodthirsty Hex. He is relentless, and he's not able to deny Michelle with the new mech. Unfortunately, that's going to keep things rolling here for Soul a little while longer.
Just got to clean it up, just got to finish. A solo grab onto Toby, trying to get rid of the ball. Marvel goes down. This one is all over, just waiting for the cleanup.
But the squeaking. Oh, nope, never mind. Jaehong is there. Jaehong with the trance, makes him invulnerable. He just runs away. He doesn't want to give him any stats. Don't give him any stats. Gushui was after him too.
That is where the payload will stop. Soul does not look too pleased about it.
Yeah, this is it's gone from such a competitive series to a battle for their lives here. As far as the Soul Dynasty are concerned, it's a stage playoffs, round of 8 that's on the line. The winner of this series will be the last team competing in the round of 8 next week on Thursday, 6 p.m. PST, live here in the studio. Be here or watch online, whichever.
But seriously, be here.
But see, yeah, be here.
Yeah.
Here's better.
Be there or be square, I believe the saying goes. Don't be square. Speaking of squares, that one is the victory box.
It's a rectangle.
Aren't all squares a rectangle? I don't
It's
know.
got 4 angles, I guess, 90 degrees, so there you go, whatever. It's a box full of victory.
All right.
You know what else? The Spark, full of victory too.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
They're looking good right now. 2.5 minutes on the clock means they got a lot of time to work with here.
That's a solid 2, maybe 3 attempts at a push. Let's see what they want to go with. Gushui on the Pharah. Very likely not going to happen. He's going to go over to the Reinhardt. Oh, we've seen Bumper play Pharah, you know?
Yeah.
Is it just, who needs a main tank when you have a Pharah? That's what I always tell my ladder teams.
I always tell them that too, but then they never listen. They never seem to acknowledge that. Just let me play Soldier. That is the key. If you ever queue with me, let me play Soldier. All right, so let's see, Hangzhou, what do they got for us here? Spark.
Just going to give up ground and play around the corner here. Nothing new, no tricks.
Oh, well, yeah, so a little bit of a spread there. Fitz wanted some love. He wants you to pop the bubble.
This little corner is so brutal. See both tanks trying to get in there.
Oh, Marvel not doing as well as Gushui did, though. Gushui pulling ahead here in the race to Earth Shatter.
Well, not anymore.
Oh, buddy, but Marvel, he's so low. Marvel does get topped up, but now who is going to be vulnerable because of this?
Oh, Cosby! Cosby's like at 5 HP. Rhea's going to die.
Yeah, they're getting hard reset here. They are getting hard reset. Time to get out of dodge. If you're the Hangzhou Spark, Gushui was ahead, but now definitely not going his way. Time for the reset. Time to back off.
90 seconds.
You got time. You got time. There's no reason to press this.
Yeah. I mean, they have a Transcendence too. Jaehong has been putting in so much work. Maybe they should get there momentarily. It's all about just getting a single kill. You can win this map, go to the playoffs.
Toby gets ejected off the high ground there by IDK. I like it. Michelle, though, instantly booped off as well. Michelle, hey, how's it going? What's up? If you can get the T-Mech on Michelle, Godspeed's going to have a field day. Not have to worry about it. Oh, what a shadow, what a stun. Chucks the grab out, gets it off. Both grabs in play. The trance is on both sides as well, keeping everybody up and healthy. But we did get a T-Mech on Michelle. Michelle's working on getting that mech back, though.
A little too high there. He's got the shatter. He got Marvel around the corner. No finish, but Munchkin out of position. Spark on the verge.
Still lost Fitz as well. Falling apart here for the Soul Dynasty at the very end. It's looking like the Spark will succeed, will find victory. 3-1, and they secure the final spot in the playoffs next week. Well-deserved, they're well-deserved work.
Wasn't an easy schedule for him, and again, a play-in match against one of the most veteran teams in all of Overwatch League, and all of Overwatch history, really. All the guys on Soul have been playing forever. And to clutch it out, to beat Soul, get your way into the playoffs, no big deal. You just have to play London next.
Just have to play London. It's 2018 season of Overwatch League champions. Hoisted the trophy rather, on the main stage in the Barclays Center last year in New York. But yeah, London. Bit of work to do there as well. Curious to see which London shows up for the playoffs.
Some nice respect there from Jaehong to his counterparts there. A lot of these guys look up to Jaehong, the godfather of flex supports and support play in general. So it's always nice to beat your mentors, and then when Jaehong, just being the class act human being he is, it makes it all the sweeter.
Yeah, Jaehong, total baller. And he's bringing the hair back too. I think that's a big part of the reason why Seoul, we've seen that uptick in the play. You know,
Yep.
hair was getting a bit flat, lacking some volume. Hair is good again, but let's go ahead and hand it over to Emily for an interview with one of our winners.
Thank you guys so much. I'm standing here with Gu Xue. Congratulations to the Hangzhou Spark for clinching that final spot in the Stage 2 playoffs. Gu Xue, how are you feeling right now? This is the Spark's first time getting into playoffs. 首先，恭喜你们又胜利了，这是闪电首次进入阶段复赛，现在是不是很感动？
很激动，很开心，而且这是我们第一次进阶段赛，而且我口尾数也是第一次中国人进阶段赛。
I'm extremely emotional, feeling really good about making to playoffs. This is our first time, and this is also the first time that a Chinese gamer has also gotten into playoffs. So your first match next week would be against the London Spitfire, and they're a pretty formidable opponent too. So how confident are you guys going into that first match? 那么下一场比赛，你们第一场会是伦敦。那么他们其实也蛮强的，你有信心吗？
我有信心打伦敦，我觉得我们阶段赛至少4强吧。
I'm very confident in going against London next week, and I have a feeling that we're going to make it really far, at least to top 4. All right, well, thank you so much, Gu Xue, and back to you guys, Semler and Hex.
Happens to all of us, everyone. Happens to all of us.
It's never happened to me. Not once, never.
You have never messed up a player's name?
Nope, not
On a
once,
name.
not never. That's why I like players with simple names.
Like Gu Xue.
I like Gu Xue.
Like
Thought he was gonna be
Guksu.
out of game.
So there we go. Player of the match brought to you by Omen by HP.
He brought it on all the heroes too. His Winston play was so good. Reinhardt play started really turning it on. Shatter. I think that was the big question with Gu Xue, right? His Winston play, we know. We know how good it is. We've seen it against the best players in the world. You're seeing it again here. Was his Reinhardt going to be up to snuff for this team? And I think it was, absolutely, as the dig went on, too. I mean, he was hitting shatter after shatter. Hit a shatter at the end to close it out onto his rival as well, knocked the other main tank down. So the complete package as a player, Gu Xue.
Oh, he's an absolute monster. And he's really starting to live up to it. But the thing is that the rest of the team, it seems like they're finally starting to hit their stride along with him.
Yep.
He's the MVP this time around. But I mean, IDK could have been a strong case for him.
Bebe.
Just so sick.
Anytime
Bebe
we
as
get,
well.
anytime we got his POV, you're just hearing headshots, and he clutched it out against one of the best Zenyatta's ever to play in Jaehong, got him across. So could have gone to anybody. Let us take a look at your Stage 2 playoff brackets. The 1 seed Shock will take the 8 seed Dragons. Spitfire, why are they the 2 seed? Well, we have divisions. Winning your division gets you a seed. You win, right? So they're the 2 seed. They're
But Hex, what does that mean when it looks at the standings? Because
Yes.
it looked like that they were the 3rd seed.
they're not. They're not, trust me. Titans will be your 3rd seed because they did not win their division. Then we have Gladiators XL, which should be a good one. 2 teams reeling off of recent losses. And Spark Spitfire, you know, which London's going to show up? This is a London team that lost to Chengdu. Spark can play DPS.
What's going to be really interesting is, like, do we get the rematch between Shock and Titans in the semifinals?
Yeah.
And then who goes up against them in the grand finals? It's going to be nuts, and I'm sure we're going to hear some discussion about it coming up next on Watchpoint. Guys, do not go anywhere. We've got the post show coming up right after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.